So, how's your week going? I hope you're getting a drier one than I am. It's been absolutely chucking it down all week. I took the week off and I had some big plans. I was going to go up the allotment, spend a couple of days working up there. I've got my collie and my broccoli all growing nicely over there, hardening off, and I had planned to do a bed for all my brassicas and make a nice cover with enviromesh to keep them protected. I was going to finish the raised bed that I started out of that old compost heap and get my carrots and parsnips sown in there. And I was also going to create another flower bed. So none of that's happened because it's just been too wet and too miserable. So everything I've been doing has been at home. So what I have been keeping busy with is sowing some more seedlings. So I've created a load more soil blocks. My tomatoes were all getting too big for the pots they were in, so I've potted those on. And the job I want to do today is to take cuttings off my dahlias and see if I can double up the stock. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm so grateful that I converted my garage into a little garden room, at least half of it, because that's given me a dry place to get on and do this. So let's go and do that now. So I've bought these dahlias from a variety of different places. A lot of them are just from your bog standard garden centre, and some I've bought direct from nurseries based in the UK where they've been grown. I just thought it'd be interesting to see if there's any sort of difference in the quality that I get. So these tubers, I potted them up about 4 weeks ago, maximum 4 weeks ago, and I've used a mixture of compost, vermiculite and grit, so there's lots of drainage. Moistened the compost when I first put them in, and then I've been really tentative about watering them because they can rot if you put too much water in. So I've just watered them very occasionally, and I'm really excited because most of them are sprouted. I've got 3 that haven't at the moment. I gave them a really good water 2 days ago because they had so many leaves, but I made a bit of a mistake. I left them in the bathroom, went to work, and the bathroom is really gloomy, and so these are fine. One of them's gone a bit mad and is a bit leggy now, so I don't think that one's going to be any good for cutting as such because I think these are too big, but I've got another plan for that one. So I'm just going to give you a closer look. Now this one is absolutely stunning, called Labyrinth. This is a big dinner plate type dahlia, and this was a pack of 2. So these have done really well. They look really nice, so I'm going to take both of those as cuttings. This one, not sure how you pronounce that, Verona's Obsidian. That's a bit crazy looking. I really like the look of that one because it's just so mad. And then this Totally Tangerine is a beautiful colour. And that one's got a really lovely shoot, so I shall take that one. Another one that's a bit crazy. This is the nice thing with dahlias, they're so different. So this one is another big one. What's it called? Star's Favourite. That's it. So again, another really lovely shoot off of that one. This is the one, now I went to work for 1 day this week, and this is what happened. I'm gonna have to give up work, I wish. This one's Lilac Bull. So what I think I'm gonna do, I mean, it's leggy, so I'm just gonna put this thing out in the garden most days, but I'm gonna try nipping out this and see if I can take the top bit as a cutting, because I would pinch them out anyway. I will find a picture, a stock photo of this one, A Summer Sunset. And this is one from the UK nursery. And Velzy Annie Joy as well. I think these are orangey, peachy coral shades. And this one I am a bit anxious about. It's called Edge of Joy. And if you can see, I've got a whole bunch of shoots coming out from one little point. And you can get something called leafy gall, which is a virus. So I'm going to take that tuber out of the pot and have a good look at it and see if it has any virus or if it's just a keen, eager tuber pushing out loads of shoots. So sitting on a windowsill upstairs, I've got these 3, and they've got teeny tiny little shoots that they've just pushed out since I gave that water a couple days ago, so I won't be able to take cuttings from those. Now the mix that I'm going to be using for the cuttings is just some ordinary seed compost, some vermiculite and some grit, because the most important thing, it doesn't need feed and fertiliser, it needs air. So chuck all that in. Give it a good mix. And And this is what it looks like once it's all mixed up. So you can see there's going to be lots of drainage. The water isn't going to be hanging around suffocating any roots that hopefully are going to sprout in the next couple of weeks. I'm not going to really press this into the pots because I want it to be nice and loose. So I'm going to just show you where I'm going to take the cut. Let's get that into focus. So I'm going to take it just here at the base, and I'm going to cut a little piece of the tuber with it and then pop it into that mix we've just prepared there. I'm using a really sharp little craft knife. So as you can see there, I've got a couple of leaves at the top. I don't need to strip any off the bottom. And I've got this bit here. Now you don't have to, but you can pop that in some rooting powder. I just got, this stuff is so cheap and it lasts forever. So I've got this organic one from the garden centre. Okay, so I'm just going to dab that in there. Create a little hole by the side. Pop it in and give it a label. This one, as you can see, he got really leggy. This is lilac bull, really pretty dahlia, but it got really leggy when I left it in the bathroom. There is a chance that these stalks are now going to be hollow and you can't take a cutting if it's a hollow stalk. I'm going to just take a chance on cutting that out the middle and we'll see what happens. You can pinch it, but I don't feel very confident, so I'm going to use my knife. You see that? I don't know if you can see that. There's a tiny hole in the middle. I don't think I'm going to get anything from it, but I'm going to throw it in, see what happens. So this one has got about three shoots all coming out of the same place. I'm going to actually take this bulb out and have a look to see if it looks like it's leafy gall, which apparently it looks like a little cauliflower at the base and you get lots of fused stems all shooting up. So if it's that, you have to bin it. Otherwise it might just be an over enthusiastic achiever. We'll see. It's got lots of nice roots on it. I don't know. I can't really tell. They're all coming up from underneath, so I don't really want to pull it apart and wreck the roots. What I shall do is I will take the cuttings, I will keep them separate from my other cuttings so that I'm not going to infect them, and I will just watch it. I will just see what happens. Keep them separate, see what happens. I did these last so that I could dunk them in without risking anything else. So So I'm going to give these just a little bit of a watering from the bottom, and I'm going to put the humidity dome over the top and just keep them like that. Keep an eye until hopefully we'll see some new sprouts coming, and then we know we've got roots. This one I'm going to keep isolated in its own little propagator here, and once I'll just keep that separate. I might grow that one in a pot this year just to be sure. I'm really optimistic about how those dahlia cuttings are going to go. I'll keep an eye on them on the next few weeks, make sure they stay nice and humid, and hopefully I'm going to double up my stock. So tell me, what's your favourite dahlia? Pop it in the comments below so I can have a look. I'll probably end up buying it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.